Hey guys, so today we're going to be breaking down both the new supporters, Dende and Yajirobe, and we'll also be talking about, of course, Purple Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku. A bit of an odd choice, in my opinion. I think if they were going to go with something like this, I would have rather they'd gone with either, GT Goku and Android 18 from the Super 17 saga, or Majub. I think any of those things would have been better. Potentially like a transforming baby. This to me doesn't really feel like a great usage of the LF slot here for for the GT campaign. Like there's a lot of other characters that could have taken the mantle here for the LF release, but it is what it is. I feel like the grade 8 portion of the character looks really good. I just, if they were going to do this and not do the Super Saiyan 4 Goku part of the character, then I don't think that they should have done it. I think they should have just given the LF to someone else. But on the other hand, this doesn't mean that I think there's a super high chance that Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Goku comes out this year at some point, probably Festival, but we will see. Let's talk about supporters. So we know now that there's going to be 4, I guess, breakpoints for these supporters. There's 1 to 29, which is the initial group. There's 3 to 59, which is the second group. There's 60 to 98, which is the third group. And then the last group is just specifically level 99, so a maxed out supporter. Now, they did mention that the biggest breakpoint in the character will be the second group. So as long as you're able to get the supporter to level 30, they will have the bulk of their abilities. So let's go ahead and skip to the actual abilities here. So I have not looked at this yet. This was talked about in the Legends information video. So we have the conditions, and then we have the effects. So let's just see what's really going on here. If the following conditions are met, if the following are met after enemy attack ends, some attacks excluded. 1 time. Received 1 or more damage. Target health is 50% or lower. Effect is allies on battlefield, 5%. If an enemy battle member is episode Frieza Saga. Enemy battle member. Enemy battle member. Health plus 15%. Okay, and then the second one, if the following so this is 2 times, it goes up to 2 times. Received 1 or more damage, target health is 50% or lower, and then there's a cooldown of 30 seconds. The reason why they specify the cooldown here is because the first one only has 1 usage, so there's no reason to put cooldown there. And then the health goes up to 10%, and then 20% there's a Frieza Saga battle member on the opponent's team. Okay. And then the third one is... okay, so the cooldown goes down to 25 seconds. You still heal 10%, and then you heal now 25% if the enemy has a Frieza Saga battle member. And then the level 99 one doesn't change at all except for giving... Yeah, so there's not really much of a difference here between the 3rd and 4th breakpoints. You just heal an extra 5% if the opponent does not have a Frieza Saga battle member. So yeah, it does look like the bulk of what you're getting from these supporters really is just contained within the second group. So level 30 to 59. So you don't really get... I mean, yeah, you benefit a little bit from having a level, 98 or level 99 supporter here, but it doesn't look like there's too much of a difference between those different breakpoints there. Okay, that's good. In terms of how good this is, so the first thing I'll say is I like that it's specifically targeting what the opponent is using, and this is something that I talked about in a video that I think I put out either yesterday or the day before yesterday, talking about the supporters. And the way that I view this system is I think the best way for them to design this system is for it to be used as a counter-picking system. So you have, again, your support deck of 6 supporting characters. If you notice that your opponent is using Ultra Namek Goku or Ultra Full Power Frieza, you'll want to bring Dende because he's got an extra effect if the opponent has a Frieza Saga character, right? Let's just say a supporter in the future has an effect where it gets stronger if the opponent is using a Universe Survival Saga character or a Universe Reps character, right? So I think the way that they do this is you want to build this system around being able to counter different types of opponents. That's only going to be possible, right, if there actually is some sort of diversity in the game. So right now, when 99% of all of the game is based around, one saga, and you're making these characters that have certain effects pertaining to if the opponent is bringing characters from a certain saga into the battle, then it's not really going to be as effective. This is why I'm not a huge fan of them only starting off the supporting system with having 2 supporters. But regardless, I feel like this is a good design philosophy for the supporters. I do like this, actually. Okay, and then here's the support Z ability. Level 1 is 25. Okay, so it actually is just straight up base stats. Blast attack 2500, blast defense 2500. Level 30 is 7750. Yeah, okay, so once again, I mean, yeah, level 60 and 99 are going to be higher, but you do get the majority of the benefit from just being in that second breakpoint. Okay, so it being base stats, I think is good. Well, I don't think it's good, but I think it's better than if it was percentage based, like the existing Z abilities are. But yeah, I mean, my biggest worry going into the supporting system here is the Z abilities, because the Z abilities have the biggest chance of creating a huge disparity in stat, just inflation between, you know, people who have these supporters level 99 versus someone who has like level 20 or something, right? So we'll see. We'll also, I guess, we don't know this yet, but we'll see how much CC it takes to actually level the supporters up. Remember, you're going to have 6 of these guys on your team. So if you have 6 level 99 supporters on your support deck, you're getting 60,000 extra stats. Actually, technically, you're getting 120,000 total stats, right? Because they're buffing 2 stats here. 2 stats, 10,000 each. And that's a lot. Certainly is a lot. All right, and then Yajirobe. So, if the following are met after 100 timer counts, have elapsed from battle start. Yeah, Frieza Force. An enemy battle member is tag Frieza Force. Interrupts enemy combo. Could you guys think of a reason why they decided to specifically make this versus opponent Frieza Force characters? I wonder why. I wonder why they did this. Okay, so this first one, I mean, the effects are all the same. Just interrupts the enemy's combo. And it looks like they're all once only. Okay, so that's no, it doesn't really change too much. The difference between the first and second groups, though, an enemy battle member is tagged Frieza Force, hit by strike arts or most forward-charging special moves, special arts during enemy attacks. Okay, so the good thing about this is it's not just specifically restricted to an opponent Frieza Force character. It's just if the opponent is using a Frieza Force character on their team. Right, so for example, if the opponent is using Full Power Frieza next to Namek Goku, and Namek Goku goes for like a blue card, this will still activate. Because Frieza is on the team. So it doesn't have to be Frieza attacking you, it's just as long as there's a Frieza Force enemy on their team. This is a strong ability though. And then I guess the deeper we go in here, it's just the cooldown gets shorter. Well, not the cooldown, but just the condition to activate the effect goes down. Yeah, 80 counts is a little long, I think. I would even say like 50 counts is a little long on this, but this is a really strong effect, and of course it's only once only. So you have a free combo stopper against Frieza Force, as long as they're using a Frieza Force character. Right, and this is gonna play into Ultra Full Power Frieza's green, because his green is a melee green that you can connect into. Okay. Now, I do want to point this out. This isn't... I think this is actually more towards the end here. By the way, I do like this, the way that they explained how future supporters will work. Even if future supporters have like similar effects, where I mean, it's inevitable that we're eventually going to get another supporter that heals you, but they mentioned that there's never going to be 2 supporters that have the exact same ability. There are going to be separation between the characters in the way of either making the condition stricter but stronger, or looser but weaker. So there could be different tag conditions, there could be HP conditions, they could be healing more, healing less, depending on certain conditions. So that I think is good, right? Again, the way I'm viewing this is you want to bring supporters that have the biggest, I guess, counter abilities to your opponent's team. Okay, yeah, this is the point that I wanted to talk about before we move on to Super Saiyan 3 Goku. This, again, I talked about this, again, in my video yesterday. I am a little bit worried and concerned here regarding the release of future supporters. So the initial release planned to be released in the lineups of summons for new Legends Limited characters. Okay, we knew that, right? My concern going into the system is how frequently or infrequently are they going to return these supporters. Now, based off of the way that they've worded this, plan to return to lineups after several months, I don't like that. I don't. I think what they should have done is every single time they release a supporter, they should just automatically be added to the general pool of characters, right? So let's just say, you know, Dende and Yajirobe dropped on Friday. The next LF character that comes out will also come out with 2 supporters, but these 2 supporters should also be included on that banner. I don't like the idea, and again, I understand it to an extent for normal characters, right? A character drops, you know, we're getting Super Saiyan 3 Goku on Friday. Obviously, I don't expect Super Saiyan 3 Goku to then come back on the next LF banner. But this game has a really, really bad tendency to bring characters back after way too long of a period of time. And that's really something that I would have liked to have seen them avoid with supporters. Again, I understand it to a certain extent with normal characters, but now that they're extending that to supporters, you know, it's a little weird. I don't like this. Again, I think the support pool should just be cumulative moving forward. You know, several months. I mean, when's the next time Yajirobe is going to be available? Is it going to be like Legends Fest? They're finally going to bring back Yajirobe as a supporter? Like, I don't know. Right, so I'm not a huge fan of that, but yeah, that is what it is. I will continue. Again, exactly what I said when supporters were first announced. We don't know anything about the system, but if it comes out and it doesn't look great, I will voice my concerns. Well, guess what? There are areas of the system that it doesn't look like I like, so I'm voicing my concerns. And I will continue to do that as we move forward here. So I really don't like this aspect of the system. But in terms of the actual design of the supporters themselves, I actually do like them, I think, so far. They mentioned that there's going to be different ways to obtain supporters from the banner format. So it looks like the banner's still going to be 20% rates, double Z power, and it looks like there's also going to be a certain step 4, where you get 2 times the drop rate for supporters. So that's good. I mean, them giving us any kind of additional way of getting supporters, I think, is nice. And then you can use 5 summon coins to just, I guess it's just straight up exchange for one of the supporters. So it doesn't look like it's too bad to pull the initial supporter copy. And the fact that they're making it to where really the second group is where you get the bulk of the mechanics and Z abilities, like, I think it could have been way worse. I still think it probably should have not been summonable, but at the end of the day, do I hate this? No, but I do really, the part of this that I really don't like is this. The way that they're just like time gating the supporters to certain banners. This I don't like. Okay. That's pretty much it in terms of the supporters. Let's go over to Super Saiyan 3 Goku here. So let's see. Charge key to power up Legends Limited Super Saiyan 3 Goku joins the fight. Strengths, number 1, powerful counterattack when defeated. So we've seen this a few times with characters like Yellow Tapion, Purple Cell, Green Magenta had this as well. So this is not a new mechanic, and historically this has been pretty strong. Like that Purple Cell is another LF character that has this mechanic. That was a strong ability. It really was. It changed the game when he was meta. When defeated, Goku will deal massive damage to the enemy, as well as half of that damage to enemy standby members. Final counter damage gets a boost from the starter ability, so it has some serious firepower. Alright, number 2, take back your turn for offense with the main ability. Get 2 Dragon Balls and even reduce your opponent's vanishing gauge by 100. Wow, he has vanish removal on the main. It's like Beast Gohan, but you don't even have to worry about having the gauge filled. That red Beast Gohan transformation, having that. Take that opportunity to get back on offense and gain the edge in battle. Yeah, the reason why that's so strong is because, yeah, we've had characters that can do that, but they've almost entirely been tied to green cards. Like the tag 17 and 18, the 18 side has that on their green card. King Cold, who came out last month, has this on his green card. But you have to actually have a green in your hand to use this. Obviously, with the main ability here, you don't, you can use it whenever, essentially. And the fact that you also gain 2 Dragon Balls from this as well means there's going to be a lot of instances, I feel like, where you tackle the opponent, they counter your tackle with a strike, you go to Goku, main ability, reduce their vanish, get a rush, and you just rush. Right? That's what's going to be a thing with this character. The unique gauge boosts attack and defense when full. Goku has a charge type unique gauge that charges very rapidly when you charge ki. I believe very rapidly is Blue Kaioken Goku. I think that's the wording they use for him. Maybe it's up here. No, his is rapidly. Goku's is very rapidly. Wow. Do we even have that? Very rapidly? By charging? I can't think of one off the top of my head. It might just be... Kefla's is definitely not, but Kefla's gets, like, charge rate up the longer the fight goes. Blue Kaioken's might be considered very rapidly with his Platinum, because his Platinum equipment gives him extra charge rate, but in terms of just the wording itself... Very rapidly. I think Vegeta's is also rapidly. I don't think this Vegeta's very rapidly. Unique gauge. Yeah, Vegeta's is also rapidly. So it's going to be faster than Saiyan Saga Green Vegeta. Which, I would say Saiyan Saga Green Vegeta fills his gauge up pretty quickly. Okay. So that's going to be fast. When you fill it to the max, you'll recover 100% of your vanishing. Okay, that's Blue Kaioken Goku. And while it's full, you'll gain a buff to damage. Okay, so it stays full, it sounds like. It doesn't, like, reset instantly like Blue Kaioken Goku. Gain a buff to damage inflicted. Your damage received element disadvantage will be nullified. And you'll even nullify attribute downgrades. Does the tail returning mean Goku can now unleash full power? Show your foes the results of all that training in the Supreme Kai's world. No, because he fought Super Baby 2, and Super Baby 2 crushed him in 2 seconds, and then he went Super Saiyan 4. That's why. Alright, so he's purple. We knew this. Will the purple curse continue? Let me just quickly see something. He's a ranged character, which does make sense. I mean, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is a ranged character. The Zenkai for Blue Spirit Bomb Goku, he's a defense type, but he's got slightly higher blast attack. I guess the one character that's kind of not fitting with the rest of this team is going to be the Tag 4s, but the Tag 4s are so good, I don't think it really matters too much. But I think this guy being a ranged type does make sense to me. Saiyan, Sun Family, and then GT. Okay. Z ability. So GT, Saiyan, or Sun Family, blast attack 38%, blast defense 38%. If tag GT, 18% to strike defense. Seal enemy special move arts on activation, plus Goku has a strike arts card that boosts ki recovery when used. So special move, have we ever seen this before? I don't think we've ever seen this on the actual, like, strike effect. Have we? Like, I know the Tag 4s do this. I know, like, Ultra Rose does this. Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku. No, I think that might be... I know Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku. It's Purple 17 and the Cell Games Goku. The Purple Cell Games Goku have that effect against auto counters. But this is, I think, the first time we're seeing this on an actual arts effect here. Seals for 3 counts. So even if you strike card against an opponent while you don't have cover null active, they swap into somebody and cover change against you, they can't connect a blue card, which is pretty good. Deal increased blast damage to enemy armor, plus Goku has a blast arts card that restores health when used in the low area. 150% against armor, which is nice. So, you know, this guy's purple. You use a blast card against full power Frieza in mid-range, and maybe he blast armors through, but he takes like 2/3 of his HP in the process, I guess. Special move. Yeah, so this, I guess, could be a concern. I mean, we'll have to see what his stats look like, but whenever we have a ranged character that has like a melee blue card, this could end up not doing a bunch of damage. We'll see, though. It depends how it's scaling. Draw up to 4 cards when you have 3 or fewer. If you have 50 or more ki after using the special move arts, you'll get a boost to critical damage. Oh, wow. Critical damage. and destroy your enemy's entire hand. Massive damage. By the way, this guy doesn't have an ultimate for some reason. I guess that's because he has... You know what? That's weird, because the other LF that also has a final counter with the purple cell also did not have an ultimate. So I wonder if they treat the final counter mechanic almost like a transformation, because transforming characters don't have ultimates. It's only the purple DBS Broly. But that's kind of interesting, right? No final counter character has had an ultimate. Yellow Tapion doesn't have one. Magenta doesn't have one. I guess that is considered an ultimate in their minds. So massive damage on activation draws up to 4 cards if hand is 3 or fewer. Special move damage 40%. Uncancelable is good. Nullifies endurance, of course, because this is tied to the LF. After activation, if key is 50 or more. Critical damage plus 20%. Uncancelable. Destroy entire enemy hand. I'm just trying to think, because, like... So do you have to be at 100 key for this? Unless his blue... I mean, we can't tell from this information alone, but maybe when we get the data download on Friday, it's possible that, I guess, his blue card could be cheaper than 50. Right? They've done that sometimes. Like, Metal Cooler, I think, actually has, like, a cheaper blue card for some reason. This Goku might actually have a cheaper blue card, because otherwise, this basically just means you have to be at 100 key to get this active, right? Unless he has cost down somewhere in his kit, right? The green card. We know this is a stop time green card. Restores key by 50 and reduce the cost of all cards. You'll even nullify your... Okay, this makes sense now. Reduce the cost of cards. You'll even nullify your opponent's special cover changes. Draws a card, 50 key, all arts cost minus 10. Nullify cover change for 5 counts. Seals enemy strikes special and special move for 3 counts. This is strong to use in mid-range, because you do this, and then you just tackle. And your opponent can't strike to counter you. They can vanish your tackle, but then they can't AoE green. They can't blue card you. Like, this is actually, like, really annoying. This right here. It is only for 3 counts, but this is, you know, this is annoying. Main ability draws a special move arts and reduces your opponent's vanishing gauge by 100%. Take that chance to land a powerful special move arts. Yeah, this, so far, is what sounds to be the most crazy part about this character to me. Destroys a card, then draws a blue card. Health plus 30%. He gets a... Oh, okay, this makes sense. He gets 100 key on this, just so that you can get this easily. The extra critical damage here. Because this is obviously going to be active, right? Unless... I guess unless... Wait, let me just check something. Okay, no, yeah, this is okay. I was like... There's a lot of cost increase debuffing in the game right now. So even if he gets 100 key, this might not necessarily still activate, because this, like, the blue card might end up still costing like 70 key or something. But the fact that he cleanses himself of all these debuffs, that makes sense. So he's going to remove all those debuffs from himself, make the blue card cost normal cost, have 100 key here, and then he's going to guaranteed have the extra critical damage here, which is nice. So I'm assuming he's going to be getting base critical somewhere in his kit. Yeah, this is crazy. These two together here. Removes the enemy vanish and gives yourself 2 Dragon Balls. Yeah, I could definitely see that being very annoying. That is going to be super... People are going to get... I feel like that's going to be a thing where in like a month from now, this could possibly be one of those things where it's like, oh, here we go. Goku's going to remove my vanish and rush me. Like, I think it's going to be a thing. Starter ability. Nullify wide... Oh, he's got a nullification for this. Nullify wide range special arts 1 time. Why are we still doing once? Why are we so scared of this? This ability even boosts ally damage. Oh, really? And the damage of your final counter. Damage 270%. Final counter damage 30%. Damage guard 190%. Key recovery, because they mentioned that he's going to get more damage guard with his gauge filled up. Key recovery 90%. This is good. This is a lot. 90%. That's like, the Saiyan Saga characters had like really high key recovery like that too. I think it's like Vegeta has really high key recovery. And you could tell, like that's one of the reasons why I really like this Vegeta initially is because of the key recovery. Yeah, he's got 90% too. Yeah. I remember that about him. And it's very tangible. You can definitely tell. Draw speed +1, health restoration +30% for 60 counts, and nullify wide range special. Dude, make this like 5 times. Why is it once? It makes no sense. Oh, wow. Ally damage 25% and ally tag GT 15. Wow, that's he's giving 40% damage to GT. So he himself is entering the battlefield with 310% damage. Right, because it's these two plus the base damage. Wow. 310% damage. Okay, that's pretty good. Unique ability, when defeated, unleash a counterattack that deals massive damage to the enemy and half of that damage to enemy standby members. So this is a thing where, you know, I'm going to just use the line that I always use with these characters. It's one of those mechanics where I have to see it in action. I don't want to judge too quickly or too harshly on how good this guy's going to be, because they're touting this as like one of the main factors of this character. So I'm going to want to see how much damage it does, but I'm assuming it's going to do a lot. Recover 50 ki upon entering the battlefield. Okay, that's good. And nullify element disadvantages when you're confronted with an enemy character? Okay, that's got to be for Namek Goku. If you have 50 or more ki after using an arts, you'll get a boost to yeah, there it is, critical rate, and a big boost to damage. Use those powerful offenses to launch a fierce attack. Perform a vanishing step will boost the charge rate of your unique gauge. Wow. It's already charging very rapidly. And then you get 100% more? Huh. On final counter, deal massive damage to enemy. Explode damage, which I don't think many characters have extra damage reduction against, if we're talking about like older characters. Also, deal half the damage to enemy standby members. I don't think this was ever the case. I don't think it was half. Usually the wording is a portion. We do like sell. What was the wording on this? Let me see. Where is this? I don't remember where this is listed. Deals massive explode damage when this character is defeated. Oh no, it is half. Okay, so cells is the same wording actually. Massive explode and half the damage. Massive damage. Massive explode damage. Yeah, okay, so it's the same wording as Cell. But Cell's was really good when he dropped. This was a post 5th anniversary character. Okay, on battlefield entry, 50 ki, cover null for 5 counts. This is standard. And then you can get cover null again on the green. On enemy character confrontation. So this is the new wording for when faced with an enemy. So this is when you enter the battlefield, and then while this character's on the battlefield, every time the enemy switches characters is what this is. Draws a card. Nullify element. This is offensive too. Uncancelable. Enemy ki -30. All enemies draw. Oh, this is Kaioken Goku, isn't it? Isn't that what Kaioken Goku does? I think so. I could just do like draw speed. Yeah, when on battlefield, an enemy switches. His is for 10 counts. But this is actually a little different because his is when confronting an enemy. So even when this Goku enters the battlefield, he's applying this to the entire enemy team. Whereas with Kaioken Goku, the enemy has to switch for this to activate. His is for 10 counts, though. I might actually like this a little better. Because you apply this immediately when entering the battlefield. These two things together are pretty good. And then you're type neutral also. On card draw, health plus 4%, damage plus 10%. Okay, he's stacking damage, but he's not stacking damage in the traditional way when you use cards. He's drawing cards to stack damage. Similar to like Green Angel Golden Frieza. And Green Goku Black. After arts use, if the key is 50 or more, damage plus... That's stacking? 50% damage and 30% critical rate? Now, it's only for 2 counts, so you can only really get 2 of these in at the same time. Right? If you just like spam 2 strikes in a row, Like, okay, this guy's entering the battlefield. He's getting 50 key on entry, so I'm assuming you're going to be at 100 key when you enter the battlefield with this character most of the time. You just, like, quickly spam 2 strikes with this character, or 2 blasts with this character, and you're getting, like, an extra 100% damage on this. And you're drawing a card here, so you're getting 10% off of here, too. Yeah, so he's getting like 110% damage if you just quickly like spam like 2 cards initially. And you're getting critical rate off of this. And if it's a blue card, you're also going to get critical damage. On Vanishing Step, draws a card if hand has 3 or fewer. So he's drawing a lot of cards. 30 key, unique gauge charge rate plus 100%. Yeah, this... I mean, this is essentially going to let you charge up your gauge immediately. Because it's very rapidly, and then you're doubling the speed, right? It's going to be interesting to see how fast that actually is, because I'm trying to picture in my head, you vanish, and then you... Because remember, he gets his vanish back on his gauge filling up. So you vanish, and then you... Like, how long does it actually take for you to then quickly charge and get your vanish back? Remember, overcharging does also get your vanish back. I've never really found a good use for that. Maybe this could be a time. I don't think so. I mean, it's at least something to mention. But this is interesting. When enemy attack ends, ally health plus... Wow. Health plus 5%, ally subcounts minus 2, destroys 1 enemy card. The reason why this is really good, again, is because this activates when you swap. So if the opponent is in the middle of a combo, and you are eating the combo with this Goku, and you just swap to... Like, let's just pair this guy up with the Zenkai GT Spirit Bomb Goku. Remember, GT Spirit Bomb Goku... I guess we should pull him up too. Sorry, I'm pulling up a lot of characters, but I want to explain my thought process here. Remember, this GT Spirit Bomb Goku with his last unique ability. On cover change, ally subcounts minus 2. If you swap, if you cover change from this Goku into the Spirit Bomb Goku, you're getting a double whammy effect of this and this. So I think what'll happen is you cover change from this guy to Spirit Bomb Goku. This Goku will only have 6 timer counts before he can swap back in, because you're getting minus 2 from this, and you're getting minus 2 from this. And this Goku's healing the whole team. And he's destroying a card. That could be good. It could be interesting. When on standby, an enemy activates special move Ultimate Awakened Arts or Rising Rush, subcount minus 5. So, I don't know how frequently you're going to want to just like throw this guy out to die, to be honest. The reason why he's got this is so that you can get this more easily if you want this. But I don't really know, because this guy's got no second life mechanic. So, like, how often do you want to just like kind of throw this guy to the wolves and have him die? I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Special cover change against strikes, which actually is good. And the reason why that's good is because Vegeta has a blast cover change. So the fact that we got multiple different types of cover changes on the GT team, I think is good. Unique gauge. When you fill up the unique gauge, you recover 100% of your vanishing gauge and draw a special arts. Then while it's full, your damage received element disadvantages will be nullified, and you'll nullify attribute downgrades. Okay. Yeah, this is very rapid. I mean, that's gonna fill up like instantly almost. And then it resets when you vanish. You know why they gave him that? This is to deal with the Death Beam. This is a Death Beam, kind of like not a counter, but it's like a Death Beam coping mechanism is why it has this. Charge type. When unique gauge becomes full, draws a special arts next. So he draws a green, which if we just refresh ourselves on what the green does, gives him a card, gets some extra key, reduces the cost, seals the opponent's hand, and this, Cover Null, for 5 counts. Who's going to refresh... So you fill up the gauge and you just refresh Cover Null in the middle of your combo with this. Health plus 15%, Vanishing Gauge plus 100%, Draw Speed plus 1. Okay, so he's got double card draw speed off of that. and then he's canceling his abnormal conditions and attribute downgrades, and then while full, 30% damage, 20% damage guard, nullify damage received element disadvantages, and then nullifies attribute downgrades. Yeah, I see the vision here. The vision is you vanish Frieza's Death Beam. You can quickly charge to get your vanish back and fill up your gauge. And if you get a combo started on Frieza after vanishing his Death Beam and you fill up the gauge, you're not going to care about the cost increase stacking. And if they switch to Namek Goku, you have type neutral here. Interesting. So is pairing up with Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta? I'm just so you're like spamming like 1 billion cards with Vegeta. The enemy gets like really low on HP. You swap in with Goku. Drop combo main, remove their vanish, and then hit him with a blue card, and like you just kill somebody because it's got endurance nullification on it, right? He seems like a very interesting character. Definitely not super good in terms of disrupt, defensive abilities, but I like the fact that he's got type neutral defensively for a lot of this. He's got type neutral offensively for a decent portion here, because it's whenever the enemy swaps or when he enters the battlefield. The vanish removal looks powerful. Obviously, they're kind of marketing the final counter ability as being very strong, so he's more of an offensive character, obviously. But it seems like he'll be very powerful offensively, which again I think is good because we're kind of still in this environment in the game where a lot of the game is very, very slow and drags on for a long time, even with Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, because they gave Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta I think too many defensive abilities to pair up well with the other Ultra characters. So we'll see. I like this character. I think the way that they designed him is good. We'll see. Defensively is just kind of the one area where I'm like, I don't know how well he's going to do, but I do like his design. So even though I'm not a huge fan of the pick, I can appreciate the design. But we'll see. We will see. Let me know what you guys think of both the supporters and Super Saiyan 3 Goku. This went a lot longer than I was planning on, but I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Remember, this guy releases along with the supporters on Friday, so not tomorrow, on Friday. I will see you guys in the next one.